That Supreme Gov, yo. I'm about to hit y'all niggas with the Gov story, you know what I mean? So y'all know what it's hitting for. Like, this is like the most asked question since I got on the internet, so I'm just let y'all niggas know what's going down. So I'm gonna start off with the name. How I came up with the name government. Alright, if you from Philly, you might have heard of, but if you from North Philly, you definitely know. My mom's side is the Galloways, and they from 23rd and Diamond. Back in the gang days, that's the Valley. My dad's side is the Browns, they last name, and they from Jefferson Street, which used to run with the Moroccos back in the day, the gang joint. My brother dad's side is from New York, Brooklyn, and Queens. I grew up on 30th and 100th area. I moved from Diamond Street when I was 7, moved to 30th and 100th and grew up there. And the combination of all that, plus the brothers and sisters on my dad's side, and the way I rap, I say it be the government, because you got the government and then you got the street government. We run the streets. They got the government and we are government. You know what I mean? So then I shortened the name and made it just Gov, because you know niggas be running with that. There's niggas running with Gov now too, but it's cool, because I'm about to tell y'all what it's really hitting for. So, I mean, that's how I came up with the name. Now, I was downtown in my apartment. I lived in Center City, and it started off as a rap group. That's how the name came about, but it was gonna be a rap group. Me, a couple of my niggas, couple brothers, couple cousins, shit like that. At the time, I was rapping some underground shit. You know what I mean? My first style was hardcore because I was trying to be like my brother. When I got to high school, they was like, we want to hear some new shit, so I came up with my own shit, which was underground. The time that I was underground, Jay-Z, Mace, Biggie, the baller niggas was popping, so my style fell off. So I was on some hating shit, because niggas was favoring the money. You know what I mean? So I was just on some hating shit, and I threw the underground and the hardcore together. That's how I used to rap. None of this shit I was rapping about was real. I was just putting shit together at the time. So this in 2000. 2001, I had to move from Center City. The company I was working with, they own apartment buildings, so I had got a company discount. So I was still paying a lot of money, but it was a discount because they owned the building. When I lost the job, I had to pay the real rent, which was high as shit. So I moved. So I moved to Germantown. At the same time, I'm going through with my baby mom. So I packed up and moved back to North Philly and said I'm going to get on my grind from that point on. So now I'm in North Philly. I'm putting the word out, I'm looking for work. A nigga get back to me with a pack. It just so happened to be my brother, man. So I'm hustling out the crib and all that. And when you make your most money at, it's like 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock. And I wasn't used to that shit. So I had to come up with another plan. So my man hit me with robbing niggas, so we started doing that. So I was hustling in the daytime, robbing at night, and just going to sleep. So the first robbery was motherfucking Pizza Man and shit. Let me tell you how I moved on from that though. So the first pack I fucked up. You know what I mean? Because I was fucked up on the money side of things, and when this money started coming in, I started running through it. The same nigga that gave me the pack, after a while he was like, look, it's cool off of the strength of who you is, and my brother. So from that point on, I'm putting emphasis on shit to let niggas know this is me doing that shit. You see, my brother's nowhere around. I never called a nigga for nothing or nothing. So now I want niggas to respect me for me. So the piece of shit came about robbing niggas for that. Daytime hustling, nighttime robbing. After I fucked up that pack, my man came to me with his unemployment money, with the money that I fucked up. A little bit of that, we got together and copped our own shit. So like I said, daytime hustling, nighttime robbing. My man get to me and was like, yo, I'm robbing niggas with no gun. If I had a gun, then I could get more money. So I go back to Germantown, take my brother Man Hammer, give it to the boy, and he did that. Word getting around that I'm putting niggas on with that work. So now niggas want to get at me. So niggas like, yo, I want to get on once you send me on a mission. Once you send me on a mission. This is how the bullshit started. So now 9/11 happened. So I'm like, that's the first strike. I feel like I need to fall back, because if 9/11, if they could penetrate the Pentagon, I ain't nothing. Plus I'm a little nigga. So I'm like, yo, I really need to chill, because if I get hit up, it's a wrap. You see what I'm saying? I'm a little nigga. So I'm putting niggas on, I'm daytime hustling and nighttime robbing. Now, while all this going on, my man there's another nigga that I grew up with from 30th and 100 and was like, yo, you still rapping? And I'm like, yeah. So he was like, well, I'm rapping too. So I'm like, you never was real with it. You ain't never stick with it. So let me hear something. He let me hear it. We started getting close through the rap shit because it was tough. So I started recruiting. That's what I'm into. And he was on some shit like, look, let's take blocks around here. These niggas ain't from around here. So I'm like, fuck it, let's take the blocks from around here. Anything to get that money I was doing. So daytime hustling, nighttime robbing. Now we taking blocks in the hood. We coming on niggas' hoods and blocks and shit just hustling. And then dare you say something because they knew it was for the knuckling, but then now we playing with them things. So niggas ain't want no problem. So I'm daytime hustling, nighttime robbing, and I took blocks in the hood. And I'm hustling out the crib, my own shit, taking blocks on the street and robbing niggas. So boom. My man told me a story about his cousin in Retton wilding out. The guns, murking niggas, and all kinds of shit. So I believe it, but then I don't. The nigga come to Philly with 2 other niggas with K's in the trunk and everything. Like, listen, where the money at in Philly? I said, I'll show you where the money at if you show me where the money at out there. Favor for a favor. He like, fuck it, let's do it. So now I'm favor for a favor with niggas out Retton. And this the nigga that's really wilding in Retton. So now I'm favor for a favor, so I'm daytime hustling, nighttime robbing, putting niggas on jobs, taking blocks, and favor for a favor in Retton and Philly. I got my man from Retton coming to Philly doing dirt. I'm going to Retton doing his dirt, and we going back and forth with the shit. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm doing all that to get this paper. So then, I run across some check scam shit. So now I'm doing that, so I'm like, oh, I could get out the streets and just fall back and do the check shit. You see what I'm saying? I don't want to be like that anyway. I could get hit up any given time doing the shit I'm doing, but I was getting over because I'm so smart with it. See, I'm not a street nigga, I just adapt to all the shit. You see what I'm saying? So I was getting over with all the shit. That's what made me a street nigga. So I'm doing the check shit. I'm seeing so much money, I'm telling all my niggas fall back from the street shit. I got you. 2 weeks later, I'm gonna come back, get you, set you up, you good money. I'm coming to these niggas putting $600, $700, $800 in their pocket, saying, stop robbing niggas, stop hustling, we can do this now. Second strike. I see Carlito's way the first virgin, and when he tried to stop and go straight, he get murked. So I'm like, yo, I'm gonna bust this last check, then I'm gonna fall back. I hit the last check, I'm trying to chill. So now I'm working on and off. My man come to me and say, yo, out of town, they getting it. I said, what you mean by getting it? He said, you triple your worth out there. I said, you playing, man, I ain't trying to hear that shit. No, Preem, for real, let's go out there and get this money. All I think I need you to do is come out there, watch my back, and help me get this money. I said, all right, we can do that. So that's why the gov is bigger out of town than in the city, because we went out there taking blocks, and niggas either respected it or it was a problem. We just went to war with the niggas. We went from like Retton, Lancaster, Allentown, Pottstown, Phoenixville, Royersford. I could go on for days. This isn't one of my songs though, on the tube and shit. Like a lot of little spots we went out there taking blocks, running in niggas' cribs and all that shit to get that paper out there. So now I'm out of town with it. My man take a L, cause I ain't doing nothing hands-on but the robberies. I ain't even touching the work out there. He just want me to watch niggas. If it's a problem, go in on the niggas. So I'm cool with that, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I came out there for. My man took a L cause he trusting a Delaware nigga that was out there. He take a L, lose like 8,000, 9,000. You know what I mean? The boy wound up getting locked up, so we just assed out. So we stopped doing that. So remember, I was on some work check shit before that. So I went back to the work shit on and off. So the whole moral to the story is, the Gov started off as a rap group, turned into some street shit for the guap. We got the guap, so we felt, I told niggas to fall back. We good now. Niggas tried to do it without me, a lot of niggas got locked up, a lot of niggas got killed. Cause they tried to do it without me. I'm the brain, that's what make me the boss. Not cause I'm the toughest, not cause I killed the most people, got the most money. It's cause I'm the brain, so I'm the boss. Plus I came up with the name. And plus I was doing all the shit and putting niggas on at the same time. The plan, doing it, and putting other niggas on at the same time, doing all that shit. You know what I mean? So, the second generation came about when I'm falling back, I'm doing my work thing, and I run across the second generation, mostly niggas from West Philly and shit. So they eager, after I tell them this kind of story, they eager to do something. So I'm like, no, we don't got to do that no more. See, it's about the guap, but there's other ways to get guap, but I didn't understand that at the time because I lost my job and I was going through with my baby mom. So I didn't understand there was other ways to get money. I only knew one way, which was the street shit. So the second generation, you know, a bunch of young boys, so they easy to get into some shit over a girl or some dumb shit. So I told niggas, you gotta get the tattoo, because I'm not gonna be risking my life for you over some dumb shit. But if you're willing to bleed for me, which is by the tattoo, then we can do it. So most of the second generation got tattoos. There's some niggas repping and some niggas with the tattoo. If you repping, that's cool. If you got the tattoo, I'd rather die for you. Because you bled for somebody. You see what I'm saying? You bled for me. You bled for my shit. That's where the second generation come in at. So don't never think like, because I'm retired, I got all the connects. And the second generation is eager to put hands on niggas and do all kinds of shit to y'all niggas. You see what I'm saying? So the GUB shit is about guap or violence. That's what it stands for, guap or violence. But now we don't got to cut the violence out because there's other ways to get money. But if it ever come down to it, then I'm back in them streets. There's nothing to make a phone call and get shit popping real quick. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want, the moral to the story is I don't want y'all niggas to believe me. Just take heed and know what you're getting yourself into. There's no counter for this shit. The GUB shit is real. It's 340 people and counting. 340 people and counting. You see what I'm saying? And most of these niggas is out of town, spread it all over, so there's no reaction. It's nothing to prepare for. Just leave the shit alone. You ain't gotta ask me nothing. I just told you everything what it's about, the whole shit. You know what I mean? And you know, like, that's what the GUB is about. Y'all niggas wanna get down, get at me. I mean, I started this shit, I'm the boss of this shit. And that's it, man, I'm out. That's Supreme GUB.